Hey guys, what's up? This is Cody the Coin Raptor, and welcome to my channel. I've got a fantastic video for you guys today, including what's going on with Bitcoin right now, because Bitcoin has had an absolutely terrible day. But before we get to that, be sure to subscribe and be sure to like the video if you enjoy this content. I greatly appreciate that. And follow me on Twitter for the most up-to-date information. So, Bitcoin is down almost 5% so far today, and for the most part, the price had held up through the day, and then only through like the last couple of hours we've seen a massive drop in the Bitcoin price. Now, what is the reason for that? I'll tell you. So what we have here is the crypto bank Silvergate. This is something I've talked about quite a few times on this channel. I made a whole video on it as part of my Bitcoin news. But Silvergate stock dives 55% as financial woes delay earnings and scare crypto firms. So Silvergate Capital was heavily involved as part of FTX's massive collapse. They actually lost a pretty decent amount of money in FTX. And right now, Silvergate has delayed filing their 10K form, which is an annual report that they have to file as being a public company. They have delayed filing that, and right now there is some speculation that they may be insolvent, or they may need to declare bankruptcy or get a bailout. So this is partly some of the news that is driving Bitcoin and crypto lower today, right? Next, if we go ahead and take a look at Silvergate's stock price, it's at 57. It had a pretty bad day, plunging over 57% today on fears that the company is insolvent or that they will be bankrupt. So that did not help right now. And then we also have quite a bit of FUD around Binance the last couple of days, both saying that they've been under fire with some senators saying that they have illegal business practices. There have been some articles that say that they've used funds similar to FTX, and they've been dubbed as a hotbed of crime. So it's just kind of been a deluge of negative articles and, unfortunately, really bad news for Silvergate. And that has kind of weighed on crypto prices as a whole today. If we take a look at our chart TA, what we can see here that Bitcoin, which was clinging to life on this upper support trend line here, actually went right through the bottom here. And so as soon as this trend line became invalidated, we saw a pretty huge dump off to the bottom, okay? And that, I think, is probably going to bring us most likely down here to about 21,600, maybe even below that, probably back to support here around this area, down at about 20,600, maybe somewhere in this area right here. Most likely is where you'll wind up seeing some serious support start to develop for Bitcoin. But so far, it seems like we've got a little bit of support here at about 22,000. That's a nice round number, and people like to trade around nice round numbers. But if that doesn't hold, what we're going to see is probably a drop down here to 21,500, and then another drop here to 20,700 if that level does not hold. Now, for Bitcoin, I do think that what's most likely going to happen is we're going to see a retest here of this support at 21,500. It seems very likely at this point, not to mention the fact that it is very strong support. But for the meantime, or I should say for the short term, the short duration, what we have here is an incredibly oversold Bitcoin. So over that 1 hour, we can see here that we had a volume of over 900, mostly sellers, and it pushed RSI all the way down to about 16, which is incredibly low. We've gotten a little bit of a bounce. We'll probably get a little bit more of a dead cat bounce, and then we'll probably most likely head a little bit lower to go and retest those levels that I talked about earlier. But that being said, even if it comes all the way down here to 21, and then maybe even 20,500, that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going back and retesting 16K or 17K. I do believe that we can still continue the uptrend, but it's going to retreat back a little bit in order to consolidate further, in order to move on and punch above 25K. But what this is looking like right now, from a bearish perspective, is kind of a double topping pattern going on right here, where you have that first top here in August, and then another top in February. Now, I don't think that that's probably the most likely outcome. I do think that over I should say probably within 1 to 3 months, We'll probably at least go above 25K. I think we'll definitely blast above that level. I'm still bullish in the long term for Bitcoin. However, I would like to take advantage of these Bitcoin prices, and especially if I can get it back in here in this consolidation area, about 20,000, 20,600. That is a place in which I'd be willing to add to my position. Now, if you guys don't remember, I have not bought any of this big uprise, none of this pump. I've bought none of this. The last time I bought Bitcoin was back here in November after this last capitulation, and I'm looking for another capitulation in order to add to my Bitcoin position, but I'm still remaining very patient. Now, we also have to take a look at our spent output profit ratio, or SOPR ratio. This ratio gives us an idea of the profitability right now of sellers of Bitcoin. And as long as this is above 1, they're in profit. And right now, it's just below 1.99, and I think it's probably heading lower than that. So it's most of the sellers right now are actually selling at a loss. When you see big days like today, most of these people are actually selling at a loss. They probably wind up buying from up here and or over here, and now they're selling at a loss, just trying to get out at any price. That's what it looks like to me. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at the funding rate, though, and these are spot prices, if we go ahead and take a look at the funding rate, which shows us derivatives prices for perpetual contracts, we can see that the derivatives market is still green and still strong for longs. I don't know how long this is going to hold on for. We'll see exactly, because it seems like there was quite a few longs that got trapped up here near 25K, and we've seen some significant liquidations and some capitulations happen over the last hour or two. Now, partially, I think one of the reasons why we're seeing such a huge move down in the crypto prices is because of what's happening in the options market as well. So if we go and we take a look at our open interest by expiration, so that's basically all of your options, we can see that the 31st of March is a big day for both call options and put options. And so if we actually zoom in on the 31st of March at the end of the month, what we can see here is we have a max pain price of 21,000. And for those of you not aware, the max pain price is basically, if we go ahead and we take a look at the definition here, it is the strike price with the most open contract puts and calls, and the price at which the stock would cause financial losses for the largest number of option holders at expiration. And the maximum pain theory states that the option price will gravitate towards a maximum pain price, in some cases equal to the strike price for an option. Okay, so distilling all that, TLDR, is that the theory states that the price will gravitate towards the maximum pain price, which right now is sitting at about 21,000. Now, that's going to be at the end of the month, and there's going to be a lot of people that manipulate, a lot of traders that manipulate the market to try and push Bitcoin down to that 21,000 level to cause that maximum amount of pain. So this theory is just a theory of mine. I'm not 100% sure that that's the case, but it would describe what's going on right now with the Bitcoin price. All right, so we're also going to go ahead and take a look at Ethereum here. So Ethereum also broke its long-term uptrend, and as you guys were maybe aware, Ethereum had actually been holding up a lot better than Bitcoin had, and unfortunately now it looks like Ethereum, just like Bitcoin, is crushing through its support. And right now it's finding support at about 1550. And just like with Bitcoin, if it needs to come down and find some solid support, the next support line I'd be looking at right now is about 1500. That is going to be very solid support for Ethereum. And it seems like right now, if it comes down, it's probably going to retest this area right here at 1500. We could see a bounce back off of that price, and then it could move up to potentially try and overtake 1700 yet again. But we'll see what happens at this point. But it seems likely to me that we're going to come and back and retest here at 1500. Now, we might actually, just like with Bitcoin, we might bounce in the short term because it is extremely oversold. Just like with Bitcoin, it's at 25 on the hourly RSI. But most likely what we'll wind up seeing is a retest of that 1500 level, judging by the fact that the uptrend has been completely broken and we've seen capitulation happen and has been unable to push above this 1715 level. Now, as for Binance Coin, Binance Coin went right through its strong support. Now, as I said before, there's been a lot of negative articles about Binance, and the more of these negative articles that come out, the more you're going to see the price actually suffer. Right now, we've actually have to move this support box down here to about, let's call it 282, 281, 280, somewhere in that range. And this becomes our new strong support for Binance Coin. Now, if we actually stretch this all the way back, we can see that there is quite a bit of support in this region already. So this is the area that I would be expecting buyers to step in. If you're interested in buying Binance Coin, this looks like this is a spot where a lot of buyers have stepped in and propped up the price. Now, this kind of box goes all the way down to, I would say, at about 280. And if it drops below this box, however, we're coming all the way back down again. We'll probably go back to 271 and then all the way back here to 255 as well. But again, just like with Bitcoin and just like with Ethereum, we're probably going to get a short-term bounce before it heads lower because it is greatly oversold. All right. So that's all I've got for you guys today. If you guys like this content, let me know. Like, subscribe, and go ahead and follow me on Twitter. Greatly appreciate that. And let me know what you guys think about what's going on with the Bitcoin price. Is this price drop justified? Is there legitimate concerns about Silvergate and whether or not we're going to see some crypto contagion from the FTX collapse? I definitely want to hear your guys' view on this. But that's all I've got for you guys today. This is Cody the Coin Raptor, and I hope to catch you guys in the next video.